All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise honor and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Kankadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples for his younger brothers. And peace and blessings, salutations to the hopeful elect out there pushing this word in truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful elect, the believers, the listeners who have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. All right, and what I want to get into today, all right, is Israel, the dynasty. Okay, Israel, the dynasty. Now, when you go into the definition of the word dynasty, okay, we get them on the Edom online. So this the definition of the word dynasty, and this is from the Edom. It says a race, okay, or succession of sovereigns. Okay, it says a race. All right, and the Israelite is a race. Go back to the Hebrew word raza, which means seed. Okay, because whatever your father is, that's your race. Okay, and we all come from Jacob, whose name was changed to Israel. Okay, and the rulership that's to come to the earth, all right, is going to be ran by one race of people eternally. Okay, it says a race or succession of sovereigns from the same line or family governing a country. Okay, so when you go into dynasty, it's all about your lineage. You know, in order to be established, a dynasty is pretty much establishing your lineage. Okay, as the dominant lineage of the earth. Okay, when you go back to Pharaoh, that word Pharaoh, it means a great house. Okay, because what they wanted their lineage, okay, to be dominant in the earth. All right. Well, the Lord intended, all right, his plan is for the lineage of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob to be a dynasty in the earth, and we're going to prove it. Okay. Now let's go here to Genesis. All right, this is the book of Genesis, chapter 17, verse. Um, I started one and reading into it. It says, and when Abram was 90 years old and 9, the Lord appeared to Abram and said unto him, I am the Almighty Power. Walk before me and be thou perfect, and I will make my covenant between me and thee, and will multiply thee exceedingly. And Abram fell on his face, and the Most High talked unto him, saying, As for me, behold, my covenant is with thee, and thou shalt be a father of many nations. Neither shall thy name be called any more Abram, all right, but thy name shall be Abraham, for a father of many nations have I made thee, and I will make thee exceedingly fruitful, and I will make nations of thee, and kings shall come out of thee. Okay? So this covenant was establishing Abraham to be a dynasty, his lineage to be a dynasty. You see? If kings are coming out of you, that means you're a dynasty. When you go back to Cyrus, okay, guess what? The sons that came out of him were kings, and their sons were kings. Okay, Darius and Artaxerxes. Okay, all those different rulers of the Persian Empire. Just using them for example. Well, kings came out of Cyrus. Okay, King David had Solomon. A king came out of David. Okay, and then you had kings all the way down into the Babylonian captivity for the southern kingdom. Okay, then Ephraim, kings started coming out of Ephraim. All right, all the way into the Syrian captivity. Okay, but whenever you have kings coming out of you, that means that you are establishing a dynasty. So this covenant was establishing Abraham to have a dynasty through his lineage, man. Okay, and this is what we have revamped in this time. The spirit of Yahweh Shema Shah has revamped that lineage. He's starting that dynasty again, and it's going to begin with Yahweh Shah on the throne of David. Okay, and that's why what was told to Jacob. All right, you go to what was told to Jacob. All right, and that was after the name change, and then after he changed Jacob's name, what did he say? This is Genesis 35, and 10 it says, and the Most High said unto him, thy name is Jacob, thy name shall not be called any more Jacob, but Israel shall be thy name. And he called his name Israel, which is Yasha'Allah. He prince of the power. Okay? Princes come from what? Dynasties. Okay, in order to be born, okay, as a prince, you have to be born into a dynasty, which is a ruling class, or ruling your lineage will have to be in rulership in order to be born a prince. Okay? He prince of the power. We princes of the Most High. Okay, which is the king of everything, man. Okay? So by default, every Israelite man is born into this dynasty. All right? Well, only the elect, the believers, because you have to believe in this dynasty. You have to be an Israelite first, okay? But then you have to believe in this dynasty to be a part of it, man. You know? Because there's no physical, evidence that we are part of a dynasty. It's all in faith. Okay, and that's the test, that the Lord has for the believers, is just to believe in this thing, man. But in order to be a part of the dynasty, you have to believe, and you have to be an Israelite that believes in this dynasty, man. Okay? Genesis 35 and 11 says, and the Most High said unto him, I am the Most High, all right? I am God Almighty. Be fruitful and multiply. A nation and a company of nations shall be of thee, because each tribe is likened unto a nation of itself, man. And collectively we come together to make the nation of Israel, man. All right, and the dynasty of Israel. That's why all 12 tribes, submitted themselves under, the throne of David, which is happening now. And Yahweh Shai is going to sit that throne eternally, man. Okay, and it says, a nation and a company of nations shall be of thee, and kings shall come out of thy loins. Kings shall come out of thy loins. Okay? And he was confirming that, look, I'm going to make you a dynasty. All right? That's why when you go here, because Christians like to, get this and try to incorporate, all right, all peoples into this, but nah, the Lord was dealing with a lineage, man. That's why he kept referring to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob in succession like that, because it was referring to that lineage that he's going to create into a dynasty in the earth, man. All right, I'm going to prove it. This is Galatians 3 and 6. It says, even as Abraham believed the Most High. All right, believe what? Remember, the Most High told Abraham that he's going to make him a father of many nations, and kings shall come out of him, which is going back to what? World dominion. Okay, making his lineage a dynasty. Do Christians talk about Abraham's lineage being a dynasty? Do Christians believe that? So we believe what Abraham believed. When you read Galatians 3 and 6, even as Abraham believed the Most High, what did he believe? Okay, Christians say this and incorporate to, you just call on Jesus and believe on Jesus, and you say like, no, you got to believe as Abraham believed. What did Abraham believe? Okay, that his lineage would become, all right, a dynasty in the earth. Okay, that's why when he was told to sacrifice Isaac, that was his heir. So you can understand like how Abram could have been confused, but he was obedient. They're like, you want my lineage to be a dynasty, but this is my heir. But hey, that's what you want. And what happened? That was accounted to Abraham, all right, for righteousness, his faith. Cause see, he had faith. Well, the Lord just give me another heir, or the Lord can raise him up. But he had all faith, because he had to, as a man, you think, okay, this is my heir. Okay, now see what the Lord told him about. Then the Most High said, well, kill him, well, sacrifice him. Okay, so now Abraham was like, okay, whatever you say, and then his willingness to go through with it showed that he fully believed in the promise that the Most High was going to make his lineage a dynasty in the earth, man. Okay, and we believe the same thing wholeheartedly. Okay, has nothing, Jesus calling them. No, man, this Bible is about world dominion, man. Okay, That's the biggest misconception of the Bible, as if it's just, here for a motivational speech to get through your morning at work. I can do anything in Christ which strengthen me. Use that to, make it through, nursing school. That's your little saying to get through your daily classes at nursing school. Like, nah, man, the Bible is on a much more grander level than that, man. Okay? This is Galatians 3:6. It says, even as Abraham believed, all right, the Most High, and it was accounted to him for righteousness. Know ye therefore that they which are of the faith, the same are the children of Abraham. And we believe as Abraham believed, and we believe in what Abraham believed in. Okay? That's why when you go here, just to prove it, okay? When you go to the book of Psalms 122, which we always get it, it's the book of Psalms, chapter 122. Matter of fact, I'll start at 1 and read into it. Okay? It says, Psalms 122, I was glad when they said unto me, let us go into the house of the Lord. Our feet shall stand within thy gates, O Jerusalem. Jerusalem is builded as a city that is compacted together. Whether the tribes go up, the tribes of the Lord, unto the testimony of Israel, to give thanks unto the name of the Lord. For there are set thrones of judgments, okay? Thrones of judgments, the thrones of the house of David. Now let's read in the NLT, Psalms 122:5. Here stands the thrones where judgment is given, the thrones of the dynasty of David. Okay, the thrones of the dynasty of David, and that dynasty includes all 12 tribes. Okay, and each man that's of the house of David, of their elect, okay, is going to be an extension to that dynasty in the earth, man. Yahweh Shai sitting on that throne of David, that's the continuation of a ruling lineage in the earth, man. Okay, and that's why when you, all right, it's going to be the ruling lineage of Israel. Okay, if a brother can post that in Sirach, where the days of Israel is innumerable, I believe it's 36, 30 something, if a brother can post it. Baba Kasha. All right. So let's go into the covenant. Okay, now this is Deuteronomy 28:1. It says, and it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy power will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. So our obedience will set us on high, okay, which would make us the superior lineage in the earth, man. Okay, this is what the covenant was going into, man. Okay, it was rulership in the earth. It was a rulership in righteousness. That's why we was held to a standard. You see, it says, and all these blessings shall come upon thee and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power. Blessed shalt thou be in the city, and blessed shalt thou be in the field. Blessed shall be the fruit of thy body, which is our seed, okay, and the fruit of thy ground, which is the harvest, and the fruit of thy cattle, which is the livestock, the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep. Okay, blessed shall be thy basket and thy store, which is business. Okay, and this are all the perks that come with a ruler, being a ruler. Because when you're in rulership, there's a lot of perks that come to it, man. Wealth flows unto you. When you're in rulership, wealth flows unto you. You have revenue just based off your lineage. You're born into revenue. The earth owe you. When you come into the earth is already tributary to you. And the Lord is going to have it where the earth itself is going to give forth abundance, paying tribute to the dynasty of Israel. And these heathens, they're going to have to come and pay tribute to the dynasty of Israel. That's being highborn, man. Okay? As soon as you're born, you're already old. Okay? Yes, when you're nobility, you can be entitled based on the lineage that you come from. Okay? I hope it is making sense. And it says, Um, I'm gonna jump down. Okay, this Deuteronomy 28:13. It says, "And the Lord shall make thee the head and not the tail, and thou shalt be above only, and thou shalt not be beneath. If thou, if that thou hearken unto the commandments of the Lord thy power, which I command thee this day to observe and to do them." Okay, so that was the agreement, the covenant that Abraham, I mean that the Most High made with Abraham. Look, if you do these things, I will be your power, and these are the benefits. Kings will come out of you, okay, through obedience. All right, and that's why in these last times we have came back to obedience, because the Lord is getting ready to make good on this promise, man. Now let's get this in Deuteronomy, the 15th chapter. Okay, this is Deuteronomy 15:5. It says, "Only if thou carefully hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to observe to do all these commandments which I command thee this day, for the Lord thy power blesseth thee as he promised thee, and thou shalt lend unto many nations, but thou shalt not borrow, and thou shalt reign over many nations, but they shall not reign over you." Okay? Thou shalt reign over many nations, but they shall not reign over you. Okay? Dominion. Okay? The Israelite dynasty is being revamped in the earth. The Lord is finna establish that in the earth, man. Through Yahushua establishing the throne of David. That establishes that dynasty. Okay? And by default, we come from that lineage, which makes us a part of that dynasty, man. All right? That's why when you go here, you always get it. Revelation 2:25. And it says, Revelation 2:25, it said, "But that which you have already, hold fast till I come." And that's the faith. Okay? And this is the faith. We have to believe in what's being said, what's written in the scripture, the prophecy, the things that are being broken down and made plain unto us in these times. We have to believe these things and hold on to that belief. All right? And the challenge, all right, that is going to be to hold on to this belief in the midst of chaos, man. Okay? But we have to hold fast to these things, man. All right? In the midst of all the turmoil, we have to hold fast to that narrative. Like, look, the Lord's going to establish the dynasty of Israel in the earth, no matter how it play out, even if I have to die. Even if I'm beheaded, for what I believe. All right, guess what? That's not going to cut us off from that dynasty, because the Lord's going to raise us up. All right, those that have to, make the ultimate sacrifice for this belief, man. Okay? Verse 26, it says, "And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, him will I give power over the nations." Going back to the promise. Okay? That was made to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Kings shall come of thee. That means that you have the top lineage in the earth, man. When kings are coming out of you, that means you're in rulership. Okay? Only a king can produce another king. All right? So that's what the Yahushua is coming to do, to establish us as what? Matter of fact, let's get that in the same book. Revelation 5:9, it says, "And they sung a new song, saying, Thou art worthy to take the book and to open the seals thereof, for thou wast slain and hast redeemed us," okay, to the Most High, "by thy blood." This is Yahushua, all right, who through his blood, he appeased the wrath that the Lord has against Israel, man. He became that sacrifice. He took the brunt of the Lord's anger, all right? So we will have a grace period, all right, as we fight to be a part of this dynasty, man. Okay? And it says, and has redeemed us, all right? And has redeemed us by the Most High, has redeemed us to the Most High by thy blood out of every kindred and tongue and people and nation. And see, those people whom John seen, all right, in Revelation the 7th chapter, that look like, okay, other nations. They was from their lineage, all right, of Jacob. They just look like other nations due to the curse of us being scattered amongst those nations. Let's go here. Let's get that word kindred. Okay. Now you go to the word kindred, all right, which is phole in the Greek, and it says a tribe. It says in the New Testament, all persons descending from one of the 12 sons of the patriarch Jacob. Okay, let's read it again. This is for kindreds. In the New Testament, all persons descending from one of the 12 sons of the patriarch Jacob. Okay, it's a lineage. A dynasty consists of what? A lineage. So anyone that comes from those patriarchs, those 12 sons of Jacob, okay, are born into a lineage. You see? But only the elect of their lineage at this time will be delivered and saved because of our belief on this, man. This is part of the gospel. This is the good news, man, that we was born into a dynasty. That's a major part of the gospel, man. Okay? Strong's definition says an offshoot, a race, okay, or a clan. All right? So the earth will be ruled by the family of Israel. You see? There's like now what you have these elite banking what? Families. Okay? They have a dynasty based on what? The lineage of particular families. You know, first from Esau, then you have Amalek, the grandson of Esau. All right, and what do you have? These bankers, these banking families that run the earth, man. Okay, but Yahweh Shai is coming to establish what? The families of Israel. Okay, as that dominant family in the earth. Okay. You know, I just pray, you know, that it's hitting home. All right, now let's go here. All right, let's deal with prophecy. What does it say when you go to, the book of Daniel? All right, chapter 2. Okay, this is the book of Daniel, chapter 2. Let's get to the point. Now, you're going into all these heathens, okay, that will come into power. Okay, the Syrians, the Babylonians, the Medo-Persians, the Greeks, okay, and the Romans. All right, but then it goes to the feet, all right, of that statue, which will be the end of the heathens, all right, having the rulership in the earth and the feet. All right, goes into this current beast system, man, of the NATO and EU, okay, in America. All right, says in the days of these kings, and it's talking about these days, the kings, all right, of the earth is Esau, okay. Those banking family, they are the kings of the earth. Okay? And their lineage is the top nation in the earth, man. Esau, Edom is the top nation in the earth, man. Under the rulership of these banking families, man. Okay? They got a wicked dynasty going on. Esau, this is what he's fighting to try to keep. The dynasty, man. It says, in the days of these kings shall the power of heaven set up a kingdom. So now it's a kingdom being set up within this man's kingdom. The scriptures say how he gonna rebuke Esau and put us in order before his eyes. That's a kingdom, okay, being set up. All right, while this kingdom is still going, and the kingdom is within us, and how it's being set up is here. It said the kingdom is within. Yahweh Shai said the kingdom is within you. Is here. You see, it begins with a mindset. Their ruling class mentality, all right, is coming back to what? The house of David. The sons of God, all right, is developing their ruling class mentality. So in the days of these kings, these Edomites today, the Lord will begin to set up a kingdom in the midst of that, man. Okay, and Yahweh Shai is coming to wage war and to physically establish that kingdom. Okay, and establish the throne of David as the authority of the earth, man. Okay, and it says, and in the days of these kings shall the power of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. So it's going to break in pieces and consume all the kingdoms of the earth, okay? And it's going to stand forever. And then it said it's not going to be left to other people, which is other kindreds, okay? Other lineages. It's only going to be for the lineage of Israel, okay? That's going into what? The new covenant. Rulership is a part of the new covenant, all right? The new covenant, what makes it better is that the laws will be within us. All right, let's get it. Let's get Hebrews 8. So this new covenant is the Lord reestablishing Israel as a dynasty in the earth with the laws within our inward parts, man. Okay? This is Hebrews 8 and 6. It says, but now have he obtained a more excellent ministry, by how much also he is a mediator of a better covenant, which was established upon better promises. And this is Yahushua, because Moses was the mediator of the first covenant. Okay? That covenant that we couldn't keep because we wasn't perfect. Okay? All right? So now as you go into verse 7, it says, for if the first covenant had been faultless, then should no place have been sought for the second, for finding fault with them. And we was the problem. It wasn't the Most High come fulfill his end of being our power and establishing us as a sovereign ruling nation in the earth. Okay? It wasn't that the Lord had any shortcomings. On his end, it was us that failed. Okay? He showed us through, as we always, we go into how David and Solomon was, how King David and King Solomon was living in their day. Okay? Hey, off the chain. Nobody, no other kingdom on earth had it like King David and King Solomon. Okay? That dynasty was the greatest dynasty the earth has ever seen. To accomplish that much in such little time. To, amass that type of wealth in such a small amount of time. Okay? And those the Lord giving us a prelude, man. Well, obedience will get us, man, because what? King David was known as a man as the Most High's own heart. He failed, all right, but he always had a mindset towards pleasing Yahweh Shema Shai. And this rulership that the Lord is setting up is going to be eternally, it's going to be eternally pleasing unto Yahweh Shema Shai. Okay? It said, then should have no place be sought for the second. For finding fault with them, he said, behold, the days come, said the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel. And another word for house, okay, is lineage. Okay? When you go, I think it might be just on the simple Google. When I seen, all right, when you go to house, now this is on Edom Online. It says meaning. All right. It says family, including ancestors and descendants, especially if noble. Especially if noble. Okay. Going for this is the definition for house. All right. On Edom, it says meaning. It says family, including ancestors and descendants, especially if noble. So the Lord is going to reestablish a new covenant with the house, the descendants of Israel. Those are the northern tribes, okay? And with the house of Judah, the southern tribes, so all tribes. The Lord is going to, this new covenant is for the lineage of these 12 tribes. Okay? You see? That's why we're gonna go back to it. But let's get this in James. James 1:1. Okay? It says, James, a servant of the Most High and of the Lord Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting. Okay? The 12 tribes. So James was writing to the dynasty. Okay? All the apostles, they was writing to the dynasty. And that word tribes Goes back into that same Greek word phole, okay, which is what? In the New Testament, all persons descended from one of the 12 sons of the patriarch Jacob, okay? When you go into the book of Acts, all right, 26, let's get to the point. It says, it's Acts 26, and 6, it says, and now, this is Apostle Paul speaking, it says, and now I stand and am judged for the hope of the promise made unto our fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, okay, unto which promise our 12 tribes instantly serving the Most High day and night hope to come, for which hope's sake King Agrippa I am accused of the Jews. So those 12 tribes serving the Most High, okay, what do they hope to come? Their dynasty. Okay, they're hoping in their dynasty. What is the first thing they ask Yahushua? You know, Yahushua fresh, fresh from the grave. Okay? Acts 1 and 6, it says, when they therefore were come together, they asked of him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom of Israel? What is being said? What are they asking about restarting their dynasty? Okay, the kingdom of Israel is the kingdom of the family, the descendants of Israel. A king's dominion. King shall come out of thee. So when they was asking Yahushua, all right, when they were like, look, we finna get this thing back started. They know our forefathers. They knew about the King David, King Solomon days. That's what they was thinking. Like, look, we finna get back to that era. Okay, we finna revamp this thing. That's what they was thinking. Okay, but it wasn't that time. But see, now we're in that time. That's why the scriptures say, all right, when you get Luke chapter 10 verse 24, it says, for I tell you that many prophets and kings have desired to see those things which you see and have not seen them, and to hear those things which you hear and have not heard them. Many prophets and kings. Okay, because as a king, you want your dynasty to continue forever, man. The heathen always wanted to find some type of way to establish an eternal dynasty, man. But that was only promised to Israel. Okay, going back to your brother got it. I meant to get that precept. All right, so let's get this in the brother Bayan Yasha Sirach 37 and 25. It says, the days of the life of man may be numbered, but the days of Israel are innumerable. Okay? And those days include that dynasty of Israel that the Lord is going to establish in the earth is going to be innumerable. Okay? You can put a measurement on the dynasty of the Persians, or the dynasty of the Greeks, on the dynasty, okay, of the Assyrian Empire, okay, the Egyptian. They got those dynasties, okay, the 12th dynasty, the 20th. Well, you ain't gonna be able to count the dynasties of Israel, man. Okay, you ain't gonna be able to count everything that's gonna come out of us. Is gonna be nobility, man. It's gonna be a part of a dynasty. Okay, and that's why as men we should be thinking. Israelite men, we should be thinking completely different than how we was raised up, man. Okay, when it was pretty much vanity, man. You had no thought of legacy, no thought of a dynasty. You didn't think, the biggest dynasty we seen was what, the Lakers, okay, Death Row in the 90s, No Limit, Cash Money, for the 99, 2000. Like, that was the only the dynasty that we, that was why silly what we peeked out at, man. It was a dynasty, but like, nah, it's world dominion forever, okay. Going back into it, Luke 10 and 24 said, for I tell you that many prophets And kings have desired to see those things which you see and have not seen them, and to hear those things which you hear and have not heard them. And behold, all right, yeah, it's going to something else. All right, but see, we in these days are getting ready to see, okay, this eternal dynasty be established, man. Okay, and it's going all the way until the Lord establishing this new covenant. Okay, and it's going to be at the coming of Yahushua. That's why when we're changed at the twinkling of an eye, when Yahushua comes, that's the new covenant. Okay, it's back in Hebrews 8:8. It said, "For finding fault with them, he said, Behold, the days come, said the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah, not according to all the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt, because they continued not in my covenant, and I regarded them not, said the Lord. For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel in those days, said the Lord. I will put my laws into their mind and write them in their hearts, and I will be to them a power, and they shall be unto me a people, and they shall not teach every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, Know the Lord, for all shall know me, from the least to the greatest." Okay? And from the least to the greatest of Israel, they will be highborn. Okay? They will come into an inheritance. They will come into entitlements. They will entitle, okay, the perks of being born into a dynasty. Okay? That's why, hey, we can end it here. We can end it here, man. Okay? Hebrews 12 and 2. Okay? Hey, my favorite precept. This is Hebrews 12:2. It says, "Looking unto Yahushua, the author and finisher of our faith, okay, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross." And what was the main joy set before him? That Israel would become a dynasty, a ruling dynasty in the earth. That was part of the major joy. That's what, prepared him to go and take that torturous death, man. For Israel to be a dynasty in the earth again at the end of this thing, man. Okay? The whole nation. You see? It says, despising the shame, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of the Most High. Yeah, so he wasn't worried about the little temporary shame, slapping them, mocking them, because we finna go through a period of heavy shame for what we believe. But, hey, knowing what we know, the hell with it. Okay? Especially, most of these people finna die anyway. Okay? So these last little laughs and, jokes and memes that they finna, that we finna go through. Okay, all right, but Israel finna be an eternal dynasty. All right, so what the hell is a 60-minute, a special about demonizing us, and niggas gonna jump on board and make memes and all this? What is that compared to an eternal, dynasty? Okay. All right, so that's the point. I pray that you brothers, and you sisters were edified once again. I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Kakadash, and double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great example to our younger brothers. And peace and blessing, salutation to the hopeful. Shalom.